If you don't like promoting or marketing your children's book, and more specifically, if you don't like using social media to share about your book, either because you don't have the time or energy to do so, this video is for you. In this video, we will look at how to make social media as easy as possible for us to use for our children's book, and we will look at how to identify the right people to approach with our children's book on social media. So let's jump right in. Hi there, I'm Eevi, an award-winning children's author and ghostwriter over on eevijones.com and the creator of Children's Book University. I create videos specifically for children's authors, so be sure to subscribe so you don't miss my weekly videos. If you are like me, or like most authors really, you love your children's book that you plan on writing or are currently writing, or perhaps have already written and published. And we love it because it is our story, right? It's special to us. But what we don't love is the task of getting it out there into the world, right? Marketing and promoting usually isn't really our thing, and it's not something we get excited about. Yet, if we wish for little ones to find our book and read our book and be touched and influenced by our book, it is something we will have to do and figure out eventually. And one of the ways we can spread the news about our book is through the use of social media and by being present on social media. If you have been on TikTok, for example, you may have already seen that this platform specifically has been huge for romance writers. Huge. Romance writers as well as young adult fiction authors had their books blow up because of TikTok. So whether or not we personally enjoy these platforms or are usually using these platforms, they can play a humongously important role in promoting and marketing our children's book so that others may learn about our book and hopefully purchase our book. Now, something I really want to emphasize here and that a lot of people forget about is that using social media is one of the only ways we as authors can share about our book for absolutely free. There are, of course, other ways to market and promote our book, like paid ads, paid promotions, book readings and signings, and even school visits. But using social media is one of the only ways to promote our book for free. And that, of course, has value, especially when we consider how far-reaching social media can be. So getting back to this TikTok example, it costs these authors nothing to create a 15 to 30-second video of or about their book, yet they can potentially reach thousands, if not millions. So as I already shared, we want to make it as easy as possible for us to use social media for our children's book and help us identify the right people to approach about our children's book. So let's go ahead and look at the first one, making it as easy as possible. Now, making it as easy as possible for us to use social media has three parts to it. Number one has to be our mindset. It just has to be. Sharing about our book on social media will instantly become easier if we remember that 1, it is absolutely free, and 2, it can and should be fun. We don't have to share our book, just like we didn't have to write it, right? But why did we write it? Was it because it's a story we have been wanting to share for ages? Was it because we wanted to create something for our children or grandchildren? Remembering our why will help so much with this mindset shift. We didn't have to write it. Instead, we got to write it. We were privileged enough and lucky enough that we got to write it. And so we don't have to share our book. Instead, we get to share our book. How lucky are we that we get to share our own book, something we created. So instead of seeing this as a chore, how about we begin seeing it as something fun? Because seeing it as a fun activity will instantly take this pressure off of you that you may have felt before. Number 2, to making it as easy as possible is by being active on social media. Being active here means that while posting and sharing our own content, we also want to interact with others. That could be interacting with fellow authors, with people we are following or subscribing to, or just in general interacting with content we are consuming over on these social platforms. So on Facebook, for example, if you see a friend's post, give it a thumbs up or even a heart, or leave a comment comment, because doing so will bring these people back into your orbit. Facebook will notice and your friend will notice, which in turn will trigger the platform's algorithm to encourage this type of interaction by putting more of your friend's posts in front of you, while also putting more of your posts in front of your friend, who then in turn might leave a comment or give you a thumbs up, which then increases the interaction on your own posts. So interaction with others begets interaction with our own posts and shares. Those two go hand in hand. And the same holds true for other social media platforms as well. And number 3, to making it as easy as possible, is by being consistent on social media. Consistent meaning both in interacting with others and in posting and sharing. The most successful authors on social media are those that do both. They interact with others and they post regularly, and they do so consistently. Now, how often we post will depend on a number of things, like your ideal audience of your book itself, as well as your time, of course. But I would recommend you do so at least once a day. I know that this may sound completely unattainable, but what I have come to realize is that if you approach this with the right mindset and see it as something fun we get to do every day, it isn't hard at all. And so once you start doing so and do so consistently, it just becomes a habit that is done and completed in 2 to 3 minutes a day. This is absolutely doable, even if right now you may feel that there is just no way because you are super busy. For the entirety of 2022, I posted something every single day, and I was able to do so consistently because of 2 things. 1, I had fun with it. Remember, your mindset is everything. I pushed all the pressure off of my shoulders and just had fun with this. And 2, I reminded myself that this was an absolutely free way of sharing about my book, and I let go of all expectations. I realized that my posts don't have to be perfect and may not blow up and go viral. In fact, 99% of our posts won't. And that's okay. As long as we're staying consistent, that's okay. The first couple of weeks and even months might be slow and perhaps even a bit discouraging. But again, that's okay as long as we stick with it. We simply put our lab coat on and get ready to experiment to see what works for our book. We can repurpose our created content on different platforms, meaning we can share the same content we have created on Facebook, on Instagram, and perhaps even TikTok. We can try different ways and try different times to see what sticks and what hashtags work best and what times work best. We don't have to be present on all social media platforms. Once we have figured out which one works best for us and which ones we like and enjoy the most, we can simply focus on that one. By experimenting that way, we may even find a pattern, or we may find no pattern at all, and that's okay too. Just keep having fun with this. Some platforms may work better for our posts than others, and that's absolutely normal. Each book will be different because each book attracts a different audience. We want to figure out what audience responds the most and best to our book, at what time of the day, and in what format. Which brings me to the second part of this video, helping us identify the right people or right audience to approach with our children's book. The first part of this video was mainly about us sharing on social media so that others may find us and to learn about us and our book, right? Social media, however, can also be used the other way around, where we as authors find and approach others who may be interested in our beautiful children's book. But instead of doing what the majority of other authors is doing, which is to simply look at groups and social media accounts that promote children's books in exchange for a fee, we can try a more creative and much more effective approach. I shared a bit more about this outside of the box thinking in my video on how to get our books into bookstores and beyond, so I'll be sure to link to that separate video below. In that video, I shared a bit more on how we can come up with different places we can approach about our children's book. And we can use that same approach to come up with audiences we can reach out to about our book on social media platforms as well. Here, the number one tip I can give you is to use your book's topic and its characters creatively and to your advantage. Any specialty groups that would tie to the topic of your children's book would be a great group to approach. Social media platforms are the perfect place to connect with moms and dads of little ones, and they are the perfect place to connect with those that are connected to our book's topic. For example, if our book is about dogs, or perhaps even about adopting a dog, then animal shelter groups and dog rescue organizations might be a great place to connect with. I currently have such a wonderful student who is writing a beautiful children's story about how her dog became a therapy dog. And so just by looking at it from that angle, we can identify so many potential interested parties, such as places where a therapy dog is usually used, therapists, therapy dog instructors, and so many more. Many interest groups have organized groups and often gather in organizations and in-person groups. And they also gather in virtual places like Facebook groups or LinkedIn groups. They also often use industry-specific hashtags. And so by putting on our lab coat and being willing to experiment, we will be able to identify those virtual as well as physical places and hashtags to reach those we want to reach with our book. So perhaps your book is about airplanes. Then maybe there are Facebook or LinkedIn groups specifically for people interested in planes. Or perhaps there are specific aircraft hashtags that people who are interested in planes are using that you can then make sure to use in any of your posts you are sharing about your book. Maybe your book is about adopting a dog. Then you could reach out to animal shelter groups or vet groups. The possibilities here truly are endless. These are real life examples. I even had a Children's Book University student who wrote a children's book on breastfeeding. And so besides reaching out to local lactation consultants, she also approached lactation groups on social media. So when trying to figure out whom to approach about your beautiful book, be creative. When it comes to using social media as an author, try to remember this. 1. Try to start creating a presence on social media even before your book is published. But also know that it is never too late to start having fun and experimenting with this. So even if your book has already been published, create and use a social media account. And if you don't have anything to share just yet, simply interact with others, connect with fellow children's authors, and support and motivate each other. 2, in order for this to work, we will have to be consistent. Consistent with our posting and consistent with our interaction with others. 3, we don't have to be present on all platforms. See which ones you enjoy the most and then stick to posting to those platforms. And 4, don't get frustrated and instead have fun with this. Let go of any crazy expectations you may have, and I promise things will be so much easier. And even if a post flops in terms of engagement, where it doesn't get as many likes as we had hoped it would, we may still learn something from it, right? So we don't ever fail. We either win or we learn. That's it. That's how we grow. And once we do have a video post that gets lots of engagement, those people that come to check out our profile will have lots and lots of other videos and posts to check out. If our first couple of videos were to go viral and others came to our profile to check out what else we have to offer, there would be nothing else to see, right? It's like when we hear an awesome song and then try to look up that singer only to find that there are no other songs. What do? We move on and may never come back. If, on the other hand, that newly discovered singer has lots of other songs already, we dive right in and enjoy all those other songs that we didn't know existed, and we become an instant follower. And that's how I think about my social media accounts as well. I feel this might become a 2 to 3 part series where I will share more about using social media platforms as children's authors, so stay tuned. I hope you found this video really helpful and feel motivated and encouraged to give social media a try. Please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't yet. It really encourages me to keep making free videos for you just like this one. Here's to your very own online presence. Bye!